Stephen Brief, and I was invited here to be able to do a speech for you guys to talk about depression and anxiety and what I do to kind of help myself. First of all, I'm not like a professional, so it's best to like talk to a therapist if you really, really need help. But these are kind of the things that helped me. But first off, sorry, this is kind of a bummer, but this is kind of my background. When I was very young, I was like between 7 and 8. I tried to hurt myself because my dad was in the military and I had a really tough time. And that kind of gives me this aspect because there's been twice where I've had mental collapse. I went into such a bad collapse when I was 8 that I was basically non-responsive. Like they could stick needles in my arms, and it was called an autistic catatonic state. And it was just caused by all the anxiety and depression I had that just eventually made me into that. But, oh, there we go. I wanted to kind of tell you guys what has helped me personally. So first off, depression, anxiety is really common. Like you guys had on your PowerPoint, it's 1 in 5, yeah. 1 in 5 is a huge amount, and it doesn't matter how strong you are. It doesn't matter if you can lift hundreds of pounds. It doesn't matter if you're a big athlete who can dunk the ball. Everyone has struggles with mental health, and everyone needs to like work on the brain because the brain is just as important as the body. So, things I have done that helps me first off is exercise. Exercise is incredible for anyone, and like doctors probably tell you guys all these things, but from my perspective, these all have helped me. Exercise gets that natural endorphins and the chemicals in your body that gives you that natural happy feeling. I love going on walks, and if you can't if you're not able to play basketball or shoot a hoop, there's always exercises that anyone can do. You can do yoga or go on brisk walks. So like exercise is an incredible way to help yourself. Another thing that I personally use is just talk to people. You guys aren't alone in this world. You have people who care about you and love you. So being able to open up while it might be tough, that's what I use my brothers and my mom for. I talk to them when I have a hard time, and even if they don't give me tips, like vocalizing how you're feeling is a really good way to help with depression and anxiety. I have been learning guitar, which has really helped me as well, because the repetition of an instrument and learning new things doesn't have to be a guitar. You can just learn about anything new. You can learn how to draw something new. You can learn how to make videos. You can do a ton of things. So learning things and getting out of your comfort zone is, while it can give you anxiety at first, it's definitely worth it in the end. Some people probably like drawing, writing, or reading. So drawing, writing, or reading all can help. So there's many, many ways to help yourself. But the most important thing is to advocate for yourself. If you're having a hard time, you got to advocate. That's the number one thing. I've lost a lot of friends with autism because autism people really struggle with mental health. I have lost several friends who have either gone completely missing because they couldn't handle home life or they took their lives. And I want to be able to help you guys because if I can just help just one of you guys in this room, that is enough to make me happy. So just remember to advocate for yourself because you're not alone. There are people who care and people who love you. And it's just the first words might be hard to get out when you're talking to someone, but after that it gets easier. So let's see. Oh, I guess that's the last slide. So yeah, I'm Stephen Brief, and like I said, just try to do things you enjoy if you're not feeling well, and talk to people, and that's the best way I can help you guys. And remember, if it's an emergency, definitely contact a professional who can help you, because I've lost plenty of friends, and I want to make sure that no one has to suffer the way my friends did because they had no help. So, and that's about it. Do you guys have any questions? Yeah.
This is more of like a comment, but I think I just wanted to like commend you and like applaud you in a lot of ways because I think it's really hard to like have these conversations and you being able to like articulate it really well says a lot about you and I'm just really proud of you.
Thank you.
So I just wanted to say that I don't think I really have any questions.
Oh no, thank you for saying that. That's really nice. Any other questions? Do you have one? You don't have to say anything if you don't want to.
Let's just say, hopefully your video could reach out other people out, and also receiving more help.
Yeah, I just want to be able to help people. So, and I think that's about it. If there's no more, one more.
I actually just popped up in this question, but do you feel like there's any things, especially with being autistic, that are different from just having a mental health condition that you've noticed?
So like, personally, I can't really speak for someone who's not autistic, but I do believe people with autism, with their brains, it's kind of wired differently. Since a lot of us don't really understand emotions as well and are able to articulate emotions as well, sometimes it'll go around in our brain and we'll perseverate around it and we'll think over and over about those problems. So like someone might be able to push it aside who might be neurotypical, but someone with autism, like with me, when I have something bad that goes on, I will think about it 24/7 for days and days and days. There will be nights where I can't sleep because I'm so focused on what hurt me, which is why I try to find ways to help myself not be in that situation, help myself clear my mind. So does that help or? Okay. Yeah?
Besides with these presentations, what else do you do to help people in the way that you want to help people?
Well, I like doing speeches. I do videos too. And my main goal is like, there's a big gap with understanding between neurotypical and atypical people with their brains. And being able to bridge that gap and help people understand people with disabilities better. I feel like, I don't want to like sound self-centered, but I feel like I have a gift of being able to articulate myself and articulate my thoughts well. So my end goal is just to help bridge that gap between autism and people with disabilities with people who don't have disabilities and try to help people understand each other better because people with autism and people with disabilities suffer a lot. And I want to help those people as much as I can because I've lost friends and I want to make sure no one else gets hurt like my friends have. So,
yeah. Question.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you make a mistake, when you say something inappropriate or do something, it's like I constantly perseverate in it because the person that communicates to me sounds different than it did before I did the thing that embarrassed the person. I mean, how can you fix that or get to not perseverate on it? Because I've just recently did a few of them in the past year. I'm sorry for that.
Yeah.
Or at work, like when my boss, I couldn't see my boss on the weekend because I work on the weekend. She's not leaving, but I thought she was leaving that emotion. And I was worried maybe I let her down. I didn't want to do that to her. Or one of the social workers in Hope. But I'm over the first part. It's like I get surprised or something. Transition is hard for me. When I go through transition, I make those mistakes.
Well, you can always talk to the people. I'm sure they will. They'll probably understand. Your boss is a nice person, right?
Well, my boss is Savannah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So she's a nice person.
And I hope she understands too.
Yeah, I'm sure that she understands. And like communicating with the person is always helpful. And,
I didn't mean for.
yeah.
But it's a constant perseveration. I don't want that getting into trouble with me.
Yeah. Well, just try to maybe focus on something else a little bit. Like whenever I'm perseverating, I'll listen to music or I'll write down thoughts or things like that.
What hobbies should you have so you don't get into work right hobby?
Well, I mean, hobbies, it's whatever you really enjoy. I mean, I like writing poetry when I'm sad. I play guitar. I play basketball. So, but like if you're having a hard time, just try to focus on something else. I know it's hard.
Yeah, well, it's hard. Well, because a person that you meet with, you run on them.
Yeah.
If they seem different than they did before when you first met, or it's because, well, I didn't mean to, be inappropriate or
Oh, yeah.
be so negative, just for the couple seconds. I didn't mean for them when I made that mistake.
Well, all you had to do is tell the person what you're saying now, because people will understand.
But it's when I go through transition, it gets
Yeah.
harder. Like when I was getting the job, I thought wouldn't be able to come to Hope Work Center because I was going to be working and stuff.
Mhm.
And then the second time around back on March 24th, my boss said she wasn't going to be there on the weekends because my work schedule's on the weekends, because she made me feel good inside when she was nice to me.
Mm-hmm.
Say that she was friendly and being proud of me made me feel good inside, and that I would miss that. And then now, since I over-talked to it, maybe might have stressed her out for talking about that. Her leaving, and she's not leaving. Well, things to me are different than they are to other people, because I don't work on the weekends. And then someone was, and I get embarrassed myself when I do those mistakes.
I believe that there are more good people out there than bad people, so I'm sure they will understand if you make a simple mistake, especially if
sorry.
you communicate with them.
Well, my boss will be happy to see me.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure everyone. You seem like a really nice person. I'm sure anyone would be happy to see you.
We had stopped to perseverate. It's not healthy to perseverate on that one day mistake.
Yeah.
It's not healthy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't want to lose friends over this because
That's something we can talk about, Dave.
Yeah.
At a later time, for sure.
Is there anything else, or I think we have to wrap up soon, right?
We can still have some time.
Okay. Is there any other questions?
Stephen and I went to the big conference, right? We went to the conference for advocacy.
The conference.
So we're talking about like conference for self-advocacy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you talking about
we're
the
talking
self?
about it together.
Are you talking about the self-advocacy conference?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So yeah,
We're
the
still doing that.
Nevada Governor's Council on Developmental Disabilities is having a self-advocacy conference on different topics.
Yes.
And I think we can share the information with you guys if you want to attend, but I think it'd be really good information for you.
Yeah.
We're still talking about it together.
I think that would be awesome.
Thank you. Any other questions that you guys have for Stephen? I know mental health is a really heavy one, and it's a little bit sad because a lot of us do struggle with our mental health. But I think, Stephen, you gave some great suggestions on things that people can do to work on it. And like you said, if you are having trouble with your mental health, you can always talk to Carla and I. We can help connect you with some providers in the community to hopefully we can help improve that. We can have conversations with you and your family because we want you guys to be super successful out in the community. Thank you, Stephen.
And I did forget one more thing. And my biggest supporter, he's at home right now. He's my boy Charlie. He's a big fluffy golden retriever, and he's always there by my side when I'm sad. So I almost forgot about poor Charlie.